Hey guys, we're heading around the jail now, and so I wanted to see if this microphone is working. I need somebody to come on so I can see if this... Alright, hey Andrea. Andrea, I just had an awesome visit with Steve Stewart. I have never communicated with him before, but he was awesome. And he is so excited that we're out here, and he said, well, I'll update more on that visit after this, but can you guys hear me clear? Oh, good. Okay. Waving to the guards as they leave. So we did let the sheriff know what we're doing, and we went into the jail and talked with the guys at the desk, and he reported to the lieutenant what we were doing. And I told them the sergeant's name they could call. Hey, that guard waved back at us. So I think we're all squared away today. Hopefully no problems. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera around because it's loud. Kind of spread out. Of course, that one's my favorite. Music's super loud. So this is our End Prison Abuse March around the jail. I'm live streaming, so I'm going to stay away from you because it's loud. But the guys in there want it loud, so... Nope, that guard was not waving. Awesome, I'm glad you can hear it, Patty. Had a little pushback in visiting. What happened with you? Heard what? I don't know, Lisa. There was no pushback in visiting. A few of the guys denied the visits because they have family coming, but everybody else got visits. Cliven. Jerry DeLoomis, Steve Stewart. I'm trying to think of all the names. Everybody had a name that they went in with to visit. Whoops. So it was a good visit, so maybe I'll talk while we're walking. It's just paved actually to the end here, and then it's rock.
I saw your first trip around there.
You heard me whining about the...
Neil, you look like you should sit down. No, I'm fine.
It was hot. It was like 89 degrees.
Washingtonian.
And I hadn't eaten.
Good thing you weren't going all the way around.
I brought you
We
water
did.
this time.
Oh, you're sweet, Robert. I got a water here, though. So... Oh yeah, they can see the flags in there. Yeah, they're excited. We've only heard one or two people who aren't excited, but Steve Stewart said, "Heck no, nobody in here's siding with the feds. Are you kidding me? They're the ones abusing us and imprisoning us." He said, "You guys being out there has lifted the spirits of this entire prison."
Lifting of the spirits. Oh, I mean,
it gets them through another day.
Spirits are down here and you lift them up.
Yep.
Out of the mire.
I know, I'm sad you're not here too, Andrea. Got people way back. We're a pretty spread out group. So, let me think of my time with Steve. Well, I definitely want to connect with Leanne, his girlfriend, and support her however we can. I'm not sure that I've had communication with her, but boy, does he want to come home. Well, hello? It's a good day to march. Oh, so the guy in the hat is the one who called the police, and I won't even put the camera on him because that will be used as intimidation, but he's back on his radio again, which is what he was doing when he called the cops on us. Smirking. David, come on. They don't want to talk. David was thinking about saying hello to them, but look at those rain clouds. I'm trying to stabilize this as I'm walking. Gavin, yeah, there was a gal who came in to see her boyfriend, and they said that her shirt was too tight, so they weren't going to let her sit in front of the camera to visit him. So I gave her my Free the Hammonds sweatshirt to wear, and she was grateful for that because she didn't have anything else and didn't want to have to drive to the store to get a shirt. And then afterwards I went over and said hi to her boyfriend, and he gave me a big thumbs up and said thank you for standing. So that was cool. I told the other people that were inside what we were doing and why we were out here, and they were all encouraged by that, so that's good. You hear them yelling freedom? They're right over this hill right there. We'll see them in a minute. Yeah, they're yelling freedom. Leave it on, Linz. Yeah, and Gavin, it was a African American couple that I gave that sweatshirt to so she could visit with her man, and so it was kind of nice to be able to share some hope with them and tell them who we are and what we're doing here, and just encourage his spirits. But Steve said there's no animosity in that prison towards them. Steve said people look up to them, and that the only ones trying to incite fights was the guards. The day that they closed everything down, they walked through the prison to each person saying, or each group saying, you just lost your microwave thanks to the Bundys. You just lost your commissary thanks to the Bundys. You just lost your walk time thanks to the Bundys. And he said that he has not heard of or seen anybody who bought into it and said it wasn't the Bundys, it was you guys bullying us. That's who did this, not the Bundys. So, and he talked about the gangs in there, and he said, oh no, they got our back. So he was, I could go on and on, but he was very encouraged that people are out there. He said he does not get visits because all his supporters are out of state. And so he said from his pod he can see our canopy and our flags, and they can hear the music. And he's like, man, it just changes the perspective on everything when you live in a dark hole and all of a sudden, you know, your people are out there and you're not forgotten alone in the desert. So that was good. That was affirming, because that is why we're here. I did get to explain to him why we're here. He said that one of the guards asked him this morning, why are your people out there? And he's like, well, they want to bring attention to what's going on in here. And the guard said, no, I understand that, but why are they out here on this, you know, desolate road with no traffic? And he said, you know, I don't know. And so I looked at him and I said, Steve, we're out here because you guys are in there. And kind of gave him a little bit of my vision for Portland that God had given me right after Lavoie was killed, when he told me to go down to the prison and march around the jail and remind the prisoners that their people are there, that just keeping their spirits alive would get them out of jail, that they'd continue the fight, that they'd re-engage in a battle, they wouldn't give up hope, they wouldn't think that they did all this for nothing. And So I shared that with him, and he was crying by the time it was done, and he said, man, some days are a hopeless feeling, but you know, he said, I shouldn't be in here. He explained a little bit more about the money system and how he's working for, I think he said 20 cents an hour in the kitchen. So they don't have to hire as many cooks because they pay these guys 20 cents an hour. And then he said, now tell me, why do you think they're not letting people out on probation and parole and pretrial release? He said not only do they make, I think it was like $350 a day to have them in here, but then they're also working, so it's basically slave labor. So it makes more sense why they can't get out. He said, oh, all the people in here have told us already, once you get into the federal system, you're screwed. You'll never get out. They'll never let their hands off of you. You make them too much money, and this is a business. So that was sad to just continue hearing that same narrative that this is a human warehouse, and we're using the flesh of their backs to financially profit. Guys, yeah, let's stay at least 3 or 4 feet away from the fence, just so we don't. I'm gonna walk here just to continue showing where we are to the fence, but let's not walk any closer. There's no point. Is that them whistling? That is. So there's the top of the prison. This is right about where they gave us problems, so I want to make sure we have service and can be recording. Okay, mine just came back up.
I'll record in case. Looks like they got a friendly game of ball going at least.
Yep, all the groups are out. Keep going, because around the corner here we'll be just a little closer, and then it'll be easier to holler out their names.
What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Freedom!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Freedom!
When do we want it?
Now!
Stop prison abuse!
Stop prison abuse!
Stop prison abuse!
Stop prison abuse! Thanks, Linz.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
You hear them whistling over there? They hear us.
See that? Off the fence, see? So there's basketball straight ahead. That's okay. Just make sure the flag doesn't go over the fence when you're waving it. I know it's super high and that sounds silly, but I'd just rather be above reproach. Not give them any grounds for attack. Guy on the right up here is the one who called the cops right up here. that's where they were standing. Well, they were actually a little closer yesterday when they called the cops, so they could clearly see we were over here. David Fleeman! Can you bring it right here? Can we get the flags together right here? Oh, mine's still up. I've got enough cell service. So the red one's over there. And then basketball right there. Okay, so that's the berm they were saying that we were on. On the other side of this fence, right there, that hill, they were actually trying, and that's where they were standing. And that's where they were trying to say that we were. Here, can you hold this for me? Along with yours, and just maybe go back over there on the flag. So, who else has a megaphone?
I have the Eminem Mosh Clean version of Brat.
No, go to the I Am America.
So you have your megaphone. Will you just read off these names and then say their name real loud and then we'll yell not guilty? That was Michael McGuire. But if you come in a little closer, it magnifies the voices. No, it's not Jerome Wood.
Who sings that one? I don't have it anymore, Kelly. Google.
What do we want? Freedom! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Freedom! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now!
You could hear them shouting freedom. Prison abuse!
Stop prison abuse! We love you all! We love you all!
Sing just one song and then we'll do your name.
Microphone backwards, that's it. No, actually I was doing backwards earlier, but yeah. I saw that too. I thought that was what I was supposed to do.
Thanks, Mo. Someone asked for it to go landscape, but I guess it didn't work.
Hey guys.
Lori, I think you have to start the video in landscape. Once it's going, you can't switch it.
Not guilty.
Ammon Bundy.
Not guilty.
Ryan Bundy.
Not guilty.
Eric Parker.
Not guilty.
Steve Stewart.
Not guilty.
Rick Loveland.
Not guilty.
Pete Santilli.
Not guilty.
Todd Engel.
Not guilty.
Greg Burleson.
Not guilty.
Brian Cavalier.
Not guilty.
Daryl Thorne.
Not guilty.
Jason Patrick.
Not guilty.
Jake Ryan.
Not guilty.
Dwayne Emmer.
Not guilty.
Jeff Winehouse.
Not guilty.
Skylar Barbeau.
Not guilty.
Schaefer Cox.
Not guilty.
Steve Ammon.
Not guilty.
Dwight Levin.
Not guilty.
CCA, Nevada Southern Detention Center.
Guilty.
Crimes against America.
How about Judge?
And against our children's children.
Guilty.
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 In the mic.
Can't hear you.
You see somebody being abused in there? We hope you now know that people are watching. That God is watching. That those are human beings.
He
Created
knows your name.
good work by their Heavenly Father. Just like you were created for good work. To love your neighbor as yourself. So look out for those men and take care of them because we love them. And they're not guilty. God bless. What do we want?
Freedom.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Freedom.
When do we want it?
Now.
Yes, sir. You've got 2 hands free. I'm going to go ahead and take this down if you would. Flip this old glory around.
Absolutely. Bring it on down.
Keep going. You're a little close to bedtime.
Yeah?
I thought she'll be arrested on the
Right. That
We appreciate everyone tuning in and supporting and sharing what's happening here. We're marching through some rugged terrain here, so it's hard to see all the comments. But beautiful, beautiful country out here. Great to be out in nature.
Well, this is what we tried to do. We tried to stop them. Exactly what they did. We were trying to get them to build this thing in the middle of it. And they put it in the corner so they could have fuel.
Can you all hear the Star Spangled Banner playing?
Do a pretty good betting job. Every once in a while, somebody slips through it. They get found out.
Thank you for praying from California.
We ain't got much to hide other than
So if you probably noticed, this isn't Kelly's voice. This is Gina from Liberty Grows. Got the camera right now, and if you haven't seen it, I had an hour-long visit with Cliven Bundy today, and I took a lot of notes of what he had to say, and he had a message for you, message for the American people, and you can see that on the video I posted. God is blessing us out here. We've seen answers to prayer in just the last few days. He sees everything. God is divine providence. He is sovereign, and He is surely using all things together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. I can tell you this has been an amazing experience for me personally. I wish you all could be here, but thank you for your support.
State flag flying so much lower than their other one.
I know you do wish you could be here, Paul. I'm here because I didn't want to sit at home on Facebook all weekend watching it on my phone. I wanted to be here.
Where are your children? Children!
I'm really wanting, but then I don't want to be hanging out with a bunch of wannabe Army guys too. And there's a lot of that there too.
Well, I know you all love the Constitution. I want to remind you that we the people are the highest authority except for God. Our Constitution was established for 6 reasons: to form a more perfect union, to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. And that's why we're here, for liberty, for ourselves and our children.
Well, the food, you know, being a prepper or whatever, that kind of shit.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the classes we do too. You know, we learn now. We'll have a class.
Kelly's saying the inmates are lined up here watching us, waving their shirts. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Oh, okay. There they are.
Stand over here.
Yeah, lined up along the fence, they're waving their shirts, so that we should stop for a minute.
Cliven's video is on my Facebook page, Liberty Grows.
I got one that cowers.
And that's not good either.
It's better than the other way around.
Facebook.com/libertygrows, GROWS. So let's talk about the Constitution. Article 1 gives the legislative power to Congress, which is the most powerful branch. I think it looks like they're playing basketball out there. See these guys watching us. There's no way anyone gets past that fence. Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution talks about the House of Representatives, which represents the people. It is more powerful than the Senate because it represents the people. Section 3 talks about the Senate, which originally was supposed to represent the states before the Constitution was amended to have a popular vote. I don't know, Ed, if they've gotten those books.
Lindsay, can I borrow that? Can I borrow that? I'm not the father to borrow hers.
Section 8 says Congress shall have power and it lists the powers of Congress.
Can we turn it up?
The Ballad of Lavoy Finicum now playing.
It's not even complete, but still, it just seems like it antagonizes. Maybe stand back and go over.
We miss you, Lavoy. The light is shining down. We're crying here too. Thank you for that, Sharon. God bless you.
We all carry a trash bag. We'll clean this area up.
I believe that's Victoria Sharp singing. No?
Lavoie's daughters.
Oh, okay, Lavoie's daughters.
Are you just going to let it be? The raptures are first, but brother, next it may be me. We all stand together on the banks of mercy. Are you going to the tree? Are you willing to be free? It won't get any easier to regain lost liberty. Strange things are happening in this land and one was free. But brother, I ask you, are you going to stand by me?
No? Oh, it's beautiful.
That's Shalise and Kira and like a lot, I think all of Lavoie's daughters. They wrote it. And then the day after he was assassinated, they sang it and put it on YouTube. It's a good song. We're losing somebody.
It's okay if we spread out, it keeps them on their toes more. They're level 71 guards up.
Lavoie made the ultimate sacrifice. What are we willing to do? Are you willing to send $10 to Ammon's legal defense? Are you willing to share a video? What can you do?
David's a little different. He's totally okay. He doesn't submit to any laws, he submits to God only. I just want to make sure everything is. Are you still live? And so he's doing that
Yeah.
because he feels like
Hi, I'm Rocky Hall, and I'm 20 years in the Department of Corrections as an officer and a sergeant, and I'm also an oath keeper, and I'm here on behalf of I'm retired right now, but this is what we do, not on our watch. What is happening out here is unconstitutional, and these guys need to be set free. So, thumbs up, and share this young lady's video. Share it with your friends and family. If I'm out here, you can be out here. I'm sleeping in my car. We're eating, we're doing pretty good. But come out here and support us. And I believe in these guys 100%. And what happened to Ammon Bundy is totally 100% unacceptable. That would have never applied in the California penal codes. This is unacceptable. The behavior and everything else, it can't be tolerated. So help us out here, okay?
Getting lots of hearts there.
Lots of hearts.
Lots of love. Lots of love. Yes, Eric, they can see us. They can hear us. They rebuked us earlier for not making enough noise. They were waiting for us today. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, to exercise executive legislation over Washington, D.C., and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state. You hear that? Purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state. That's the only way the federal government can own land in states for the erection of forts, magazines. Ooh, the wind is kicking in here. Forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, other needful buildings. Article 2 teaches us about the executive power. We will not submit to unlimited, undelegated power. Article 3 teaches you about the judiciary, which is the Supreme Court, which is supposed to be the least powerful branch of government. Article 4 talks about the states. Congress shall have the power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or any particular state. Section 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government. Article 5 tells us how to propose amendments. And Article 6 says that this Constitution shall be the supreme law of the land. Not the Supreme Court, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Look at all the stones out here. Christ is the solid rock on which I stand. Beautiful. Look at God's beautiful creation. Each one individual and unique, just like the people He created. And Article 7 of the Constitution teaches us how to ratify talks about the ratification of the Constitution. Appreciate all of you hanging in there all this time, staying with us. Finally, you have the amendments to the Constitution. Article 1, or the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, abridging the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Third Amendment talks about no soldiers being quartered in our homes. Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Fifth Amendment talks about grand jury, double jeopardy, eminent domain, self-incrimination, and due process. These patriots' rights to due process are being denied. Sixth Amendment, right to a speedy public trial. A public trial, not a secret private trial. A jury of their peers and counsel. We've seen this violated as well. Back here on Mesquite Road. Tenth Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Let's get educated. Let's educate others. Let's practice self-government, which is governing ourselves internally by the Spirit of God. When self-government grows, then tyranny shrinks. But when we are not able to govern ourselves, then we need more external control. So let's practice self-government. Let's teach our children self-government. Let's govern our families and our schools and churches. All right, I think we're going to let you go. And God bless you all.